Hello students, welcome back to Jyotsna's Colorful Chemistry. So in the previous class we had discussed about the SN1 and SN2 mechanism and the factors that are going to affect the SN1 and the SN2 mechanism. In today's class we are going to study about the stereochemical aspect of these nucleophilic substitution reaction. To know the stereochemical aspect, we have to know certain concepts. So let us start one by one. The first one is called as the plane polarized light. So ಈ plane polarized light ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? So tube light ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ light ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It will be in all the directions. ಅದೇ ನಮ್ ಒಂದೇ direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ light ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ we call it as the plane polarized light. How is it obtained? So the normal light, when it is passed through a nickel prism, then the vibration of this light is in only one direction. So what is a plane polarized light? It has the vibration in only one direction. How is it obtained? It is obtained by passing the ordinary light through the nickel prism. So ಈ ತರ ಒಂದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಟ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ದಿ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ? ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು rotate the plane polarized light when it is passed through it. This tendency is called as optical activity and the compounds are called optically active. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ನ ರೋಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು rotate the plane polarized light. So this activity is called as optical activity and the compounds are called optically active. So not all the compounds are optically active. Only those which are optically active are going to rotate the plane polarized light. So this activity is called as the optical activity. So ಈ optical activity ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ತರ optical activity ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. So one we call it as dextrorotatory, other is called as the levorotatory. So there are two types of the optical activity. Let us first look at the dextrorotatory. When the plane polarized light is passed through the optically active compound, it has the tendency to rotate the plane polarized light either towards the clockwise direction or in the right direction. Such type of a compound is called as dextrorotatory compound. So ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಪೋಲರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಈ ಆಪ್ಟಿಕಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಲೈಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೋಟೇಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೋರೊಟೇಟರಿ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. And it is denoted by small letter d or positive sign just before the name of the compound. In the same way, we have levorotatory. So what is this levorotatory compound now? It is opposite to dextrorotatory. So dextrorotatory right direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ rotate ಆದ್ರೆ levorotatory compound ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಈ plane polarized light ನ left hand side ಅಥವಾ anti-clockwise direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ rotate ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So when the plane polarized light is passed through the optically active compound, if the direction of the plane polarized light is rotated to the left hand side or in the anti-clockwise direction, then we call it as levorotatory compound. It is indicated by small letter L or it is indicated by the negative sign just before the name of the compound. So now we are talking about optically active compounds. So the next property in this one is called as chirality. Some of them call it as chirality, It is up to you. But the actual pronunciation is chirality. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? CHIRALITY. It is called as chirality. Now what is chirality? The object which are non-superimposable on their mirror images are chiral, and the property is called as chirality. So the object are non-superimposable on their mirror image. Such a type of a compound is chiral compound, and the property is called as what? Chirality. And if the object is superimposable on their mirror image, then it is called as achiral. So let us take a look of what is meant by chiral and achiral by taking an example. Now, just take a look. So I have written the alphabet B. So capital letter B I have written. So if this is my capital letter B, if I place a mirror over here, so when I place a mirror over here, the image of this one is like this. Okay, so the mirror image of capital B is like this. So the object and its mirror image should be what? Non-superimposable. ಈಗ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇದರದ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಈ ತರ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಈ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬಿ and I place over this B, it should not coincide. Okay, then we call it as the non-superimposable mirror image. So I shall just give you a simple demonstration over here. Just take a look of this demonstration. So just take a look, students. I'm just giving a small demonstration over here. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬಿ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದರದ್ದು ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಇದು ಬಿ ಇದೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದಿ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಹೌದಾ? Now let us consider this is our object. This is the mirror image of that object. Now if I take this letter B and if I am going to place it over this one, so you can see that this B is this side and the below one is towards this side. Okay, so is it superimposing? It is not superimposing. So such a type of the image which is non-superimposable. ನಾ ಈ ಬಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಬಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಬಿ ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಬಿ ಇರೋದು ಈ ತರ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕೋಯಿನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸಿಬಲ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಮೇಜ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಸೂಪರ್ ಇಂಪೋಸಿಬಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಇಟ್. If you have like this, then we call it as the non-superimposable mirror image. So in this case what happens? Object and its mirror image are non-superimposable, and this property we call it as what? Chirality. And the object is what? It is chiral in nature, we call. Now let me take one more such example. Now I have a coin, a 5 rupees coin. So this is my object. Its mirror image is this one. Okay, so if I take this object and if I place it over this, so what is going to happen? It is going to superimpose. Okay, there is no difference at all. It is going to superimpose. If such a type of a compound is there, we call it as what? Achiral. So this is not going to show the optical activity. So ಈಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಈ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಈ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಇನ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಈ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಇದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಕೋಯಿನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಕೋಯಿನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ achiral. We call it as achiral. It does not show what? The optical activity. So we do not require this type of the compound, but we require this type of the compound to show optical activity. The object and its mirror image should be what? Non-superimposable mirror image. This is getting superimposed on this one. This is not getting superimposed, so it is non-superimposable mirror image. I hope you have understood the difference. So now let us take a molecule and the formula and let us take a look of it. So here I have a compound. Now in this compound there is carbon at the center. To this carbon there is a methyl group attached. Towards my left is OH, below is H, and towards the right is COOH. Place one mirror over here. When you place a mirror over here, the image will be falling in this one. So this COOH will come here, this H comes here, this OH comes here, and this CH3 comes here. So these two compounds are what? They are the mirror images of each other. This compound is the formula for lactic acid. So the object and its mirror image. Now let us take a look whether it is superimposable or whether it is non-superimposable. Now what should I do? I should pick up this formula. I should place it over this formula. So if I do like that, this COOH will come over here. So OH and COOH are different. This OH will come on this one. So this OH and this COOH is different. So this H and this H comes over here, and this CH3 and CH3 is going to come over here. But not all the molecules are same. So if you take this one and place over it here, it is not superimposing. It is non-superimposable mirror image. So therefore, A and B are non-superimposable mirror image, and they are optically active. So if this compound is going to rotate the plane polarized light towards the right hand side, this compound is going to rotate the plane polarized light towards the left hand side. These two isomers are called as optical isomers. The pair of these two optical isomers are called enantiomers. So A and B are optical isomers, which we call it as the enantiomers. And here to this carbon I have shown an star mark, an asterisk mark. So what does the star mark show? We indicate the star mark indicates this carbon is a stereocarbon or it is an asymmetric carbon. So asymmetric carbon andre enu? Ee carbon ಏನೈತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು 4 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು 4 ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್. Such a type of a carbon is called as what? It is called as asymmetric carbon. So we call it as asymmetric carbon, or it is also called as the stereocarbon. So this is necessary for the optical activity. So necessarily a carbon should be attached to what? 4 atoms or different group of atoms. Then we call it as stereocarbon or asymmetric carbon or chiral carbon as well. So only if this is there, then we can expect the molecule to be optically active. Otherwise it will be optically inactive. So also I have taken a general example. Let us take C is the carbon here. This carbon is attached to, let me say, these are different atoms or group of atoms. So C is attached to W, this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. So this type of a carbon is what? It is asymmetric carbon. So E carbon ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? 4 different atoms ಅಥವಾ group of atoms ಗೆ attach ಆಗಿದೆ. Similarly, take this carbon, it is attached to 4 different groups. So this carbon is shown by an asterisk mark, which is known as asymmetric carbon or stereocenter or the chiral carbon. Then we are talking about the enantiomers. So what are these enantiomers? These are optically active isomers which are non-superimposable on their mirror image. So already we have seen this here. So you can see that this molecule and this molecule are what? They form the pair of optically active isomers, also called as enantiomers. Compound and its mirror image, both of them together are called as enantiomers. They should be optically active isomers. Along with this one, it is seen that these two optical isomers are differing in their rotation of the plane polarized light. So if the A rotates the light in the right direction, B will rotate in the left direction. Then, if the molecule and its mirror image are superimposable, then it is a symmetric molecule and it is optically inactive, as we have seen in case of the coins. The object and its mirror image are what? Superimposable. So it is optically inactive. And if it is non-superimposable, then it is called as what? Asymmetric molecule. Like in the case of this example, this is asymmetric molecule because all these atoms or groups are different, and the mirror image of that is the non-superimposable. So it is asymmetric. So the next point what we have here, we call it as racemic mixture. So next point ಏನಿದೆ, racemic mixture ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So racemic mixture is shown by a mixture of D and L. So it is indicated by small letter D, small letter L before the name of the compound, or together positive and negative sign in the bracket just before the name of the compound. Now what is this racemic mixture? It is the optically inactive mixture. Remember, it is not active, it is inactive. So it is optically inactive mixture that contain equal amount of D and L form of the compound. So you just nodidvalla. Suppose if you take this compound, if I tell this is rotating in the right direction, this will rotate in the left direction. If I take this one in equimolar proportion, then what will happen? This will try to rotate the plane polarized towards right. Equally, this will try to rotate the plane polarized light towards left. When you take it in equal proportion, that time what will happen to the optical activity? It is going to get nullified. So this tries to rotate like this tries to rotate this way. So the effect gets nullified. Such a mixture, what kind of a mixture? Equimolar mixture अथवा equal quantity, equal amount of the optical isomers. If you are going to take, one is D isomer, another is the L isomer, in equal quantity if you take, then that mixture we call it as the racemic mixture. And this racemic mixture is what? It is optically inactive. So therefore, the process of formation of racemic mixture is called what? Racemization. How is it obtained? It is obtained by mixing equal amount of D and L optical active isomers. Okay. So this mixture is called as racemic mixture. Remember, it is optically inactive because the activity is getting nullified because of equimolar mixture or equal amount of mixture of D and L form. Now, next to that one, we have the next term called as retention of configuration. Configuration andre enu? Arrangement of the atoms. Okay. So you have seen the arrangement of the atoms around the carbon. So that arrangement we call it as configuration. Retention of configuration andre enu? ಈಗ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್, ಏನ್ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ರಿಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ದಿ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೀರಿಯೋ ಸೆಂಟರ್ remains the same. So therefore, suppose if you take a carbon, whatever the groups are arranged, so the same arrangement is seen in case of the product as well. So there is no change in the arrangement of the atoms or group of atoms around the stereo center. That we call it as what? Retention of configuration. So retention andre enu? Let us take a look. So this is with respect to the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now when you take nucleophilic substitution reaction, you know that nucleophile is going to substitute one of the constituent. Let us take a general example here. So this carbon is a stereo center, a symmetric carbon attached to 4 other atoms or group of atoms. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ A ಇದೆ, B ಇದೆ, D ಇದೆ. ಈ X ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, this is to be replaced by what? By the nucleophile, that is Y. So in the product you can see ಆ X ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ Y replace ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ X ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. So that will be expelled. So X is coming out. Okay. So in that place Y is getting replaced. ಆದರೆ look at the configuration, arrangement ನೋಡಿ. A ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ A ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ. B ರೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೂ B ರೈಟ್ ಇದೆ. D ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ, D ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ X ಇದೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ Y ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ X and Y are on the same side of the carbon, that is a symmetric carbon. So ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ರಿಟೇನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸೇಮ್ it is not changing. Whatever the reactant was there, similar configuration is present in the product side. There is no change in the direction. So this type of the arrangement we call it as what? Retention of configuration. Then one more term exactly opposite to it is inversion of configuration. Inversion means what? To invert. So it is a process in which arrangement of the bonded atoms or groups around the stereo center get inverted after the reaction. So means what? Let us take a look. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ, this is A, this is B, this is D, and here X as usual. We have introduced another nucleophile, that is Y. So this is what? Let us take this is a nucleophile. Now when this Y is replacing this X, this entire molecule's configuration is changed. A, it will remain here. B, instead of right side, it has come to the left side. D will remain as it is. X, which was on the left side, is replaced by Y, which is come on the other side, opposite side. So therefore what has happened, the molecule has got inverted, just like the umbrella. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ stormy, suppose if you go in a rainy season, ಅಥವಾ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಗಾಳಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಂಬ್ರೆಲಾ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಆ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಬ್ರೆಲಾ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಗಾಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ here you can see X was in the left side in the product, Y which has substituted it has come on the right side. So configuration ಏನಾಯಿತು, reverse ಆಯಿತು, invert ಆಯಿತು. So therefore this we call it as the inversion of configuration. So during this what is happening, during the inversion of configuration, if this species is having the rotation in the positive direction, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ವೈಸ್ ರೋಟೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ವೈಸ್ ರೋಟೇಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಎಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಎಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ದಿ rotation. So during the inversion of the configuration, not only the arrangement is going to change, the rotation of the plane polarized light is also changing. So this is how we call it as the inversion of the configuration. This inversion of configuration is seen in case of SN2 mechanism. Okay, so already we have studied about SN2 mechanism. So this is seen in case of SN2 mechanism. When we mix the above two process, the racemization is going to take place. Means if we take this one plus we take it this one, in equimolar mixture we get racemic mixture. Process is called as racemization. So this is all about today's video. So the next thing about the stereochemistry of nucleophilic substitution reactions we are going to look in the next class. So this is all about today's class.